Recently, I've been watching a couple episodes of the 1994 Spider-Man animated series from Fox, which are now on Disney Plus. And so I guess I'm in a little bit of a Spider-Man kick. This is sort of, that's that same logo up here from that Spider-Man animated series line. This is actually from '97, so it still probably would have been on the air. It had a couple seasons, so yeah, I think it lasted till maybe like '98. You've heard me say this a bunch of times, but Toy Biz made a bajillion different lines with both Spider-Man and X-Men, specifically Spider-Man. But if you haven't checked out, revisit some of those. They're actually, they stand up pretty good. They're pretty true to the comics. Watch some with Man Spider and Morbius and Punisher and Kraven, and they're still pretty cool. So this one that I'm going to open today, this is Spider-Man Venom, Along Came a Spider, Bride of Venom. And she comes with Vile the Spider with snap attack legs. One interesting thing to note, you can see up here, this was originally sold at KB Toys for $9.99, and I bought it for $8 recently. So it actually has gone down in value since 1997. It just kind of makes me wonder if somebody bought this thinking like, oh, this is going to be worth money, and here it's actually worth less money 23 years later. So one thing to note about this is the card obviously is much larger than your standard Toy Biz Spider-Man. The bubble is much larger. It's very cool in that it's like a web shaped, and it kind of, you don't see this too often, but it actually like kind of integrates with the background. So you have this like Venom spider here, and he's got a web, and like this is part of his web, so it looks like the figure is trapped in his web. So really cool. I don't know if you call it a feature, but a nice touch, I guess is what I'm trying to say, from Toy Biz to sort of incorporate that and make that look really cool. So enough talking. We're going to open this Bride of Venom up. And so it says, with nowhere else to turn, Eddie Brock's ex-wife called him for help. And she got more than she bargained for. Venom sent part of his symbiote to her aid, transforming her into the deadly Bride of Venom. Fueled by Venom's madness, there's no telling what this dangerous, blushing bride will do next. Make no mistake, the Bride of Venom is as lethal as they come. So we got the spider here. It's got like a fuzzy tail on it. Some cool translucent blue legs. So it says, the spider clips into figure's neck. Move button up and down to activate pincher action. So not a whole lot of action there, but okay, so there she is. You can see she's kind of like got a half Venom face. So the way in which the figure is made, it's kind of weird to pose it because like you have to keep her like this. There is some articulation in the shoulders, in the neck, and then kind of like the legs and the thighs. But I don't know why you would make the thighs articulated, because it can't stand in any pose other than that. It really can't even stand in that pose, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they would add that. One of my pet peeves is toys that can't stand on their own. So, all right, so we got this spider here. And I guess it clips onto her neck. It's pretty nasty. So it fits onto her neck. It's biting her face, and then you move this up and down, and it's supposed to kind of claw her. You see that there's not a whole lot of range of motion for this. And so the feature is kind of like, nah. It almost would be, it actually looks better in terms of the feature if you want it to work, to just kind of use your fingers to do it rather than this thing that barely makes it move. But I guess we're kind of a cool little like mullet here with his like butt hair. I don't really know what the official name of that is. Looks kind of wicked there with this big honking spider on it. Overall cool figure, cool accessory, Great packaging, like A+ packaging. Doesn't stand very well. It has holes in the feet for a figure stand, but they don't really make figure stands for these, so I don't really know why they would have done that. And let's just kind of take a look at some of these other ones. You have Phage, you have Spider Carnage, which is really cool, and then Venom the symbiote, who just looks like some kind of... I wonder if they were trying to be more like McFarlane with some of these, you know, because that's definitely very McFarlane-esque. So, but kind of a cool Spider-Man subline. Obviously, came a little bit later in the series. I don't know if Venom Along Came the Spider was a storyline. If it was, I must have missed it. But either way, we now have the Bride of Venom. She's free from her plastic prison in which she's been just released from after 23 years, and now she's free to go and I don't know, do whatever she's going to do, try to get this big spider off of her head, I guess. So thanks for watching. As always, open your toys and play with them.